There is a dangerous misunderstanding spreading through modern society. Many people believe that kindness is weakness. They assume that gentle people are easy to control, easy to manipulate, and too soft to survive in a harsh world. You hear phrases like, "Nice people always lose," or "If you're too kind, people will walk all over you." But is that really true? Welcome back to Soft Zen Mind, where we explore timeless wisdom for inner peace, emotional strength, and a more meaningful life. Today, we are diving into a powerful truth that most people completely misunderstand. Real kindness is not weakness. Real kindness is power under control. Think about this carefully. Anyone can become angry. Anyone can shout, insult, or react emotionally when things go wrong. Aggression is easy. Losing control is easy. But staying calm in moments of pressure? Remaining peaceful when someone disrespects you? Choosing compassion when negativity surrounds you? That requires enormous inner strength. The world often mistakes silence for weakness because it only understands loudness. But silence is not always surrender. Sometimes silence is self-mastery. Sometimes silence is wisdom refusing to fight with ignorance. In the teachings of the Buddha, patience is described as one of the highest forms of strength. Not because it makes you passive, but because it proves that your emotions do not control you. Imagine someone insults you publicly. They try to provoke you, embarrass you, or make you angry. Most people immediately react. Their ego becomes defensive. Their emotions explode. But a truly strong person pauses before reacting. They remain centered. They observe their emotions without becoming enslaved by them. That is power. The Buddha once taught that if you remain calm, even when you have the power to hurt someone back, your patience becomes truly meaningful. Anyone can appear peaceful when they are powerless. But remaining peaceful while having the ability to retaliate, that is real mastery. This is where many people become confused. Being kind does not mean allowing people to abuse you. Being compassionate does not mean becoming emotionally weak. And being peaceful does not mean becoming a doormat. True kindness comes from awareness, not fear. There is a massive difference between patience and helplessness. Some people stay silent because they are afraid of conflict. Some tolerate disrespect because they fear rejection. Others avoid standing up for themselves because they desperately want approval from everyone around them. That is not kindness. That is fear disguised as kindness. Real kindness is fearless. A strong and kind person can say no when necessary. They can walk away from toxic behavior. They can protect their peace without hatred. They do not need to scream to prove their strength. Their calm energy already speaks for itself. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing they must choose between kindness and strength. But in reality, the strongest people are often the kindest. Why? Because they are no longer controlled by insecurity, ego, or emotional chaos. Weak people seek dominance. Strong people seek balance. Look closely at nature. The tallest tree does not scream to prove its height. The ocean does not announce its depth. Real power is quiet. Real confidence is calm. People who constantly try to intimidate others are often fighting battles within themselves. Anger, arrogance, and cruelty usually come from inner pain, fear, or insecurity. Truly peaceful people do not need to destroy others to feel important. This is why emotional control is one of the greatest forms of human strength. When someone criticizes you unfairly, you have two choices. You can react emotionally and lose your peace, or you can respond with awareness and protect your inner balance. Most people react automatically because they never train their minds. Their emotions control their actions. Their anger controls their speech. Their pride controls their relationships. But mindfulness changes everything. The moment you become aware of your emotions without instantly obeying them, you begin developing inner power. This is the foundation of wisdom. You stop becoming a prisoner of temporary feelings. A kind person with awareness is not weak at all. In fact, they are extremely difficult to manipulate because they do not react impulsively. They observe before acting. They think before speaking. They choose peace without sacrificing self-respect. That balance is rare in today's world. Modern society often rewards aggression. Social media glorifies outrage. People compete to sound tougher, louder, and more dominant. But beneath all that noise, many people are exhausted emotionally. They are constantly fighting invisible battles within themselves. This is why kindness feels revolutionary today. A truly kind person brings calmness into chaotic situations. Their presence makes others feel safe. Their words heal instead of wound. Their energy creates trust instead of fear. And surprisingly, this kind of strength influences people far more deeply than aggression ever could. Think about the people you truly respect in life. Usually, they are not the loudest people in the room. They are the people who remain grounded during difficult moments. The people who treat others with dignity. The people who stay calm under pressure. That is the kind of strength the world desperately needs more of. But to become this kind of person, you must understand one important truth. You should never enter the arena of negativity. When someone behaves badly, do not become like them. If another person is consumed by anger, hatred, or jealousy, and you respond with the same energy, both of you lose your peace. Darkness cannot remove darkness. Only light can do that. At the same time, you should also avoid the opposite extreme, becoming overly passive and emotionally weak. Kindness should never erase your boundaries. Compassion should never destroy your self-respect. Healthy kindness has wisdom attached to it. You can forgive someone and still walk away. You can love people and still protect your energy. You can remain peaceful while refusing disrespect. This is the middle path. Neither aggression nor fear. Neither hatred nor weakness. Just calm, conscious strength. And when you begin practicing this balance in daily life, something incredible happens. Your mind becomes lighter. Your reactions become wiser. Your relationships become healthier. You stop wasting energy trying to win every argument or prove yourself to everyone around you. Because deep down you realize something powerful. Not every battle deserves your energy. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Sometimes the wisest response is distance. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do is protect your inner peace. Continuing from the deeper truth we explored earlier, there is one more essential layer that most people completely misunderstand about kindness. Real kindness is never passive. You can be kind, but you must also be firm. You can be gentle, but you must also be grounded. You can be compassionate, but you must also protect your inner space. This is where a powerful concept comes in: assertiveness. Assertiveness is the missing bridge between kindness and strength. To be assertive means you are not aggressive, and you are not weak either. You are balanced. You are aware. You are fully present in your own power without harming others, and without allowing others to harm your peace. It is the ability to say no without anger. It is the ability to set boundaries without guilt. It is the ability to remain calm while standing firm in your truth. Many people confuse kindness with self-sacrifice. They believe being kind means always saying yes, always accepting disrespect, always staying silent, and always tolerating toxic behavior. But that is not kindness. That is emotional self-neglect. True kindness includes wisdom. Kindness without wisdom becomes vulnerability. Kindness with wisdom becomes strength. When you combine compassion with awareness, something powerful emerges: inner stability. You stop reacting blindly. You stop pleasing everyone. You stop allowing others to manipulate your emotions. Instead, you begin to observe situations clearly. Ask yourself this: does this person respect my boundaries? Does this situation support my peace? Am I acting from fear or from clarity? These questions shift your entire mindset. Assertiveness means you can look at a toxic situation and choose distance instead of drama. You do not need to fight every battle. You do not need to prove your worth to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Sometimes walking away is the highest form of self-respect. The Buddhist teachings often point toward this inner balance. Not extreme indulgence, not extreme rejection, but the middle path. A life where you are neither consumed by aggression nor destroyed by passivity. When someone repeatedly hurts you, disrespects you, or drains your energy, kindness does not mean staying in that cycle forever. Wisdom says, observe, learn, and step back. Distance is not hatred. Distance can be healing. You can love people from afar without allowing them to harm your mental peace. You can wish well for someone and still choose not to engage with their negativity. That is emotional maturity. A weak person repeats the same painful cycle because they fear loss or rejection. A strong person breaks the cycle because they value their peace more than approval. This is the essence of assertive kindness. You do not become bitter. You do not become aggressive. You do not seek revenge. Instead, you become clear. Clarity changes everything. When you are clear, you no longer argue unnecessarily. You no longer react to every insult. You no longer allow someone else's emotional instability to control your inner world. Your peace becomes non-negotiable. One of the biggest emotional traps in life is believing that being nice will make everyone like you. That is an illusion. Not everyone will understand your kindness. Some people will test it. Some will misuse it. Some will assume silence means weakness. But silence is not weakness when it comes from awareness. Silence becomes power when it is chosen, not forced. Assertive people understand this deeply. They speak when it matters, and they stay silent when it protects their energy. They do not waste words on people committed to misunderstanding them. And more importantly, they never abandon self-respect in the name of kindness. You can still be soft in your heart while being strong in your boundaries. That combination is rare, but it is exactly what creates emotional freedom. Think of it like this: kindness is your nature. Wisdom is your guide. Assertiveness is your protection. When all three work together, no one can control your emotions anymore. No one can pull you into unnecessary chaos. No one can disturb your peace without your permission. And that is real freedom. In daily life, this shows up in simple but powerful ways. Saying no without over-explaining. Walking away from conversations that turn toxic. Choosing silence over emotional arguments. Protecting your time. Protecting your energy. Protecting your mind. Not because you are angry, but because you are aware. There is also an important truth you must remember. People who lack inner peace often try to disturb the peace of others. Not because you did something wrong, but because they are struggling internally. Understanding this helps you respond with clarity instead of emotional reaction. You stop taking everything personally. You stop absorbing negativity. You stop becoming emotionally reactive. Instead, you remain centered. This is what it means to truly use kindness correctly. Kindness is not about being available for everyone. It is about being aligned with yourself. When you respect your own emotional boundaries, others slowly begin to respect them too. Not because you demanded it with aggression, but because your energy made it clear. And energy always speaks louder than words. So in your life, remember this simple but powerful principle. Be kind, but never available for disrespect. Be calm, but never blind to toxicity. Be loving, but never disconnected from self-respect. That is the real art of living with balance. That is the real meaning of strength without aggression. That is the wisdom behind true kindness. As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment to reflect. Where in your life have you mistaken kindness for self-neglect? Where have you stayed silent out of fear instead of awareness? And where can you now choose clarity over confusion? Because transformation begins when awareness becomes action. This is Soft Zen Mind, reminding you that real power is not in controlling others. It is in mastering yourself. If this message resonated with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Soft Zen Mind, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness is not weakness. It is power, when used wisely.